Good news, the RBA have just announced a cut to the cash rate of 0.25%, dropping it from 3.85 to 3.6%. So what does that mean? Now I get 3 questions every time this happens. These questions are, how does that affect my repayments? How does that affect my borrowing capacity? And will my bank pass it on? And if so, when? So in terms of the first question, if you've got a principal and interest loan, your repayments will drop by roughly $16 per month per $100,000 of debt. So if you've got $500,000 of debt, your repayments will reduce by about $80 per month. And if you've got $1 million of debt, your repayments will drop by about $160 per month. Now, I made another video in terms of how this actually happens and whether your bank will adjust your cost or adjust your repayments. If you've got questions on that, shoot me a message. In terms of the borrowing capacity, if you've got a typical household with, say, $200,000 household income, borrowing capacity of roughly $1 million, your borrowing capacity, once this gets passed on, will be increased by about $24,000. Again, if your borrowing capacity is half that, it will increase by $12,000. It's double that, increase by $48,000. But that's a rough idea of how it works. In terms of when will your bank pass it on, and will they? TBD. Generally speaking, over the last 2 rate cuts, I've had pretty much every bank pass on these rate cuts, and this happens between instantly from some banks to up to 2 to 3 weeks after the rate cut's announced. So I'll probably follow up with an additional video in the next few days once the dust has settled, letting you know which banks are passing it on and when those changes will come into place.